Good evening and welcome to Brooklyn Technical High School's Virtual College Fair. My name is John and I'll be your facilitator for this evening, and thank you all for coming. During this time, your camera microphone are off. And so with that being said, the best way to communicate with us is going to be through the Q&A button that's on your screen. Just put any question that you have for one of our colleges in that area and they will answer it for you throughout the night. Also, don't forget there'll be other sessions of the Virtual College Fair available for you throughout the week as well. So check the schedule for that on the website. And this recording for this particular event will be available at strivescan.com/Brooklyn Tech in a couple of weeks as well. So that's all the housekeeping things I need to cover right now, but let's get back to the most important part, which is hearing from our colleges. And first up, we're going to have Goucher College.
Perfect. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Megan Steele, and I am one of the admissions counselors for Goucher College. So Goucher is a small private liberal arts school located just outside of Baltimore, Maryland, in a town called Towson. So we are about 3 to 3.5 hours from New York City. And our location is really great. We have a traditional residential campus, a small downtown area to explore, but also the Inner Harbor just 20 minutes away. And Washington, D.C. is only an hour away as well. So students have plenty of opportunities, both for recreational opportunities as well as internships. As I mentioned, we are a private residential liberal arts college with about 1,100 undergraduate students. We also have about 900 graduate students, but they are primarily doing online programs. So on campus, the focus really is that undergraduate student experience. And we're also focused on small class sizes as well. Our average class size is about 15 to 20 students. The largest class that you would have would be about 60 students. That's then divided into smaller lab groups, but you can have a class as small as 8 students as well. Our student body is also diverse in a lot of different ways. So we have students coming from 48 states and 28 different countries. About 60% of students are coming from out of state. About 40% of our students are students of color. About 40% are members of the LGBTQ community. About 20% are first generation students, and about 25% are student athletes. When it comes to academics, the heart of the Goucher curriculum are these interdisciplinary seminars. And so this begins with the first year seminar, where you're focused on one topic of interest to you, either related to your major or not. And in that class, you're focused on your critical thinking skills, your problem solving skills, your writing skills, working in groups on topics such as where the wild things are, the secret life of puppets, or finding your musical identity. You then take 2 complex problem exploration classes. And with this, you're looking at one topic from a variety of different subject areas, including our course Disease and Discrimination that looks at AIDS and diabetes from a biological and a sociological standpoint. So you're really understanding the complexities of these topics with students from all different academic backgrounds. We then have areas of proficiency in data analytics, writing, and foreign language and culture, as well as 2 institutional commitments, race, power, perspective, and environmental sustainability, which are themes and topics that you will encounter throughout your 4 years in your major classes, as well as in your interdisciplinary seminars. When it comes to our majors, Goucher offers 30 different majors for you to choose from. You have until the end of your sophomore year to declare, so plenty of time to figure it all out. You just apply to Goucher, you do not apply to a specific major. Our most popular majors tend to be psychology, biology, business, international relations, and creative writing. The majority of our students will either double major or major and minor, so you're able to combine multiple interests there. Goucher also requires that all of our students study abroad, and you can do this either through a traditional semester-long program where you enroll directly into an international university, or for a 3-week intensive course abroad led by Goucher faculty and just Goucher students taking part in those, usually during the summer. And those tend to be like one of our interdisciplinary courses. With this, there's no additional fee that you will pay for the tuition, and there is no set requirement in how you complete your study abroad. So it can be based on your major, or it can just be a location that you've wanted to go to. So there really is this global mindset on our campus from the day you set foot on it. We also are preparing students for careers post-graduation. So we have our internship accelerator that is part of the 4-year curriculum, starting in your first year, building a resume and a cover letter and seeing what employers are in the area, then doing micro internships, as well as a focus on the traditional internships in your junior and senior year, either in the Baltimore area or across the country during the summer, even internationally as well. When it comes to student life, we are a residential campus. Housing is guaranteed all 4 years. And for the most part, it's required to live on campus for all 4 years. And our first year students are living in the first year village, which was very intentionally built to foster community among our newest students. We have our Center for Race, Equity, and Identity that celebrates students from various marginalized populations, over 60 different clubs and student organizations, as well as events held by our student engagement team and our recreation and wellness team, and then 21 Division III athletic teams as well. So plenty to keep you involved. Post-graduation, 96% of our students are either employed or pursuing education within a year of graduation. So we really are setting our students up for success there. And then just lastly, when thinking of applying, we are on the Common App. We have no application fee and we are test optional and have been test optional since 2006. So there's nothing additional that you need to do there. All students are also automatically considered for and receive merit scholarships ranging from $20,000 to $36,000 per year. Nothing additional that you need to do to apply for them. They're renewable for all 4 years as well. And we also have need-based financial aid through submitting the FAFSA, which about 97% of our students receive. So we really are trying to make a Goucher education as affordable as we can. And then just to wrap it up, I do encourage you to continue connecting with us, whether it is visiting our campus or chatting with our students online. We are open throughout the week for visits and also have an open house coming up on April 23rd. So happy to answer any other questions that you have in the chat.
All right, thank you so much, Goucher College. Next, we're going to have Hampshire College.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I am a New York City native, but I've been here in Massachusetts for a long time. So it is nice to see. I might be on the wrong screen. I did this last night too. It doesn't show me the right screen. Sorry about that. Let's do this a second time. Am I on the right screen? Do you have anything? Because it's not showing me.
Yes, it says Hampshire College virtual visit.
Super, sorry about that. So again, my name is Bernadette. I am Associate Director of Admissions. I use she, her pronouns. Hampshire College is a small liberal arts college in Western Massachusetts. Our campus is about the size of Central Park. We have currently under about 700 students. And the biggest thing that makes us different from every other school is that we have 4 different areas that I would say really set us apart. First is that we use narrative evaluations. That means that rather than getting grades, you are getting good constructive feedback about how you are interacting with the material. And as you move forward in your life, when you are sharing your future transcript, people really get to know who you are and they get to understand what you did in college rather than just what an A or a B or a C grade might look like. We like that it removes competition between students and it really allows our students to think more about content than they are thinking about their grades. Next is learning collaboratives. Our learning collaboratives really break down the barriers between schools. We don't have the School of Education, School of Mathematics, School of Business, because we want you to be working across disciplines. In the real world, solving real world problems, you're actually never working in just one area, and we want you to start practicing this in college immediately. So we ask you to be a problem solver of big world problems, and our learning collaboratives are dealing with these 4 areas. About 50% of our classes are keyed very specifically to these areas. And then obviously we have much more standard classes that may not be directly keyed to these, but it is really about having exposure to what's happening in the world and be ready to be a real world problem solver. We ask our faculty to work across disciplines, just as we ask our students to work across disciplines. In our divisional system is the way our 4 years are structured for students. First year is Division 1, second and third year is Division 2, fourth year is Division 3. And everything is leading up to a really large Division 3 project which in other schools might be called a capstone project, but ours is actually more the equivalent of 5 to 8 independent study classes, and it is really the equivalent of a master's thesis. We ask our students to work really closely into designing their own curriculum. So rather than giving you a pre-prescribed set of classes, we say that our faculty advisors will guide you because you're coming with information and we want to meet you where you are and help you move forward in your education. We know that you are the most aware generation coming into college, and we're not just the only ones with knowledge. So we want you really to dive in and take ownership of your education by creating your own areas of study while also creating your areas of expertise, really. Another piece that makes us very different than most colleges is that we are part of a 5-college consortium. And while there are a lot of consortiums out there, the other 4 schools within this consortium actually developed Hampshire College. Smith College, Mount Holyoke College, Amherst College, the University of Massachusetts at Amherst, all decided there was another way to do education, but they were too afraid to do it. So they opened really what became a competitor college. But rather than being competitor, we're actually all working very closely. We're 5 separate institutions with 5 different approaches, but at Hampshire, you can access any one of those colleges extensively, which includes 7,000 classes, 900 college clubs. There is a free bus system that runs among all the schools, and it really allows you to develop your own program, but have access to a tremendous amount of classes. To go over briefly what our application process is, we have been test blind fully since 2014. We have been test optional for 51 years. So we really do not look at you as a number, just like as we don't expect that you are going to move through your education with us as a number. We really want you to take ownership. We expect that you'll take ownership over your education from the beginning. We give merit awards for every student that comes. They range between $27,000 to $36,000. This says $25,000, it's actually $27,000. And there's no extra paperwork for that. We do not require the CSS profile at all. A couple of last things to know about Hampshire College. We have 65% of our students that go on to advanced degrees within 10 years. We are in the top 8% of schools in small liberal arts colleges that have influential faculty, staff, and alumni, and that has been reported out by Forbes. Additionally, 1 in 4 of our alum go on to start their own business or start a nonprofit, which is highly unusual. So come please join us on campus soon. We have an open house on April 18th. And other than that, I hope that I get to meet you soon in person. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Hampshire College. Next, we're going to have University of Massachusetts-Lowell.
Hello, everybody. My name is Troy Lazaro. I'm the Senior Assistant Director of Multicultural Recruitment here at UMass Lowell, and I'm happy to be here with you today. I'm going to share my screen with you now. All right, so this is UMass Lowell. We are one of 4 UMass schools in the system. You have UMass Amherst, UMass Lowell, UMass Boston, UMass Dartmouth. We are the 2nd largest of the UMass schools. We are located in the city of Lowell, which is 25 minutes north of Boston. The city of Lowell actually is the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. So you do have that history there. We have the beautiful Merrimack Valley River that runs through our campus. As you can see here, you have East Campus, which is primarily the student living. North Campus is where you're going to find your science, technology, math, and engineering majors, which is something we're known for throughout the world, as we are one of the top 10 schools in the nation when it comes to those things. And South Campus, where you're going to find the majority of your humanities majors, music, arts, design, and health. Some of our colleges, actually, these are all of our colleges, are the College of Education, the College of Fine Arts, Humanities, Social Sciences, the Francis College of Engineering, the Kennedy College of Sciences, the Manning School of Business, our Zuckerberg College of Health Sciences, and our Honors College. We are a very hands-on institution where we really allow students to get immersed in their learning. So we do offer study abroad throughout the world, as we are a consortium school. The consortium school allows you to study at just about anywhere in the world in a college that is connected to us and not lose any credits. So a little bit by the numbers here. What are we looking at? What type of student are we looking for here at UMass Lowell? So in general, our SATs typically range from around 1130 to around a 1239. Our ACTs average around a 24 to a 26. GPA ranges from a 3.25 to a 3.656. For students that are looking forward to some of the majors that tend to close really fast due to the high demand would be nursing, mechanical engineering, any of our medical fields. Those tend to close up really fast. So we encourage students to apply early action by November 5th. We also have a second early action deadline by January 5th. This also gives you an opportunity to be able to compete for some of the scholarships that we offer, merit-based scholarships, which are very, very strong, especially for students that are coming from out of state. I'll take you a little bit back on our athletics. As far as athletics, we are a Division I school. We play in the America East Conference. Here you're seeing our Saugus Arena, which is a little bit smaller than the Boston Garden. Hockey is #1, basketball, many sports here at UMass Lowell, very strong. You actually can see our playing fields here. We are part of the America East Conference. Men's hockey, ice hockey is part of Hockey East. We have our Costello Athletic Center, which is kind of shadowing the field here. The Lesher Cushing Field, La Lasher Park, where the single A affiliate to the Red Sox used to play, the Lowell Spinners when they were around. They also used to play at our field. Riverview Field and the Saugus Center. As far as application, you definitely can apply now on either the Common App, it's getting stuck here. I guess it doesn't want to go there. You can apply either through the Common App, the UMass Lowell application, or the Coalition application. Either way is fine for us. We can definitely send a application fee waiver for you if you so need it. We definitely run multicultural overnight programs to get students, first generation students and students of color that would like to come and visit the school overnight. We definitely have that opportunity for students here, and we're a school that's really comprehensive, one of the most culturally diverse schools in all of Massachusetts. That's pretty much us in a nutshell. I really appreciate you guys' time. If you have questions, I am here for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, University of Massachusetts-Lowell. Next, we're going to have College of Staten Island.
Almost forgot to unmute myself. How's everybody doing today? I'm coming to you from the borough of Park, Staten Island. We're all familiar with Staten Island, right over the bridge. My name is Sean Walsh. I am the Assistant Director for Orientation at the College of Staten Island. And more than that, I am a proud alumnus of this great institution. So the College of Staten Island obviously is part of the City University of New York, the largest urban institution in the entire country with about 500,000 students. But a little more about the College of Staten Island. We sit on a beautiful 204-acre park-like campus, the largest continuous campus in New York City, public or private. The College of Staten Island is a senior comprehensive college within the CUNY system and offers degrees ranging from associates all the way up to doctoral programs in over 80 different programs of study. Very flexible scheduling. 70% of the classes at the College of Staten Island and CUNY have 30 students or less. You have access to over 30 libraries and hundreds of thousands of books, periodicals, scholarly articles, and movies, et cetera, et cetera. What makes the City University and the College of Staten Island so great is it's affordable tuition. There are about 40 million Americans in this country right now that hold student loan debt. Of those 40 million Americans, 7 million of them have already defaulted on those loans. 40 million, that's as many people as live in the country to our north, Canada. It is so much better to graduate without having a mortgage in student loan debts, without having a house to live in. The City University of New York is still extremely affordable, roughly $7,000 per year tuition. But remember, 7 and 10 of those students that go to CUNY go for free, and 8 and 10 graduate debt-free. The College of Staten Island offers many great opportunities, one of those being research opportunities. Many schools will not allow students, undergraduate students, to get involved, heavily involved in research, but that is not the case at the College of Staten Island. Students are encouraged to get involved in research. In fact, that picture there is a little picture of our undergraduate research conference, which is coming up, which happens every year and showcases all the undergraduate students and the research they're involved in. What research, you ask? Well, just to name a few. Research in spinal cord research, autism and cerebral palsy, transportation research, child development, behavioral neuroscience, breast cancer, Alzheimer's disease, tons of research going on, and they're doing that alongside tenured professors. We are a great gateway to medical school, and we house CUNY's research computers, some of the most powerful computers on the Eastern Seaboard. The College of Staten Island offers honors programs, one being Macaulay Honors, or one of the 7 schools within the CUNY system to offer the Macaulay Honors College. We have about 40 seats we're looking to fill every year. We also have our homegrown honors programs, Verrazano School, and Teachers Education Honors Academy, which is for students who are looking to pursue a career in either math or science, adolescent education. Aside from just honor programs, we also offer opportunity programs. Programs for students who maybe need a little extra support, a little extra financial assistance to get them through their time at the College of Staten Island. The College of Staten Island is divided into 5 schools or divisions, which is where all of our majors live. We have, again, like I mentioned before, over 80 different programs of study. The Division of Humanities and Social Sciences, or our English, history, all our disciplinary programs, our cinema studies, our art programs, sociology, anthropology with a concentration in criminology and social justice, psychology. We have the Division of Science and Technology, all of our STEM fields for our computer science and engineering programs are all ABET accredited. We have our Lucille and Jay Chasanoff School of Business. Lucille and Jay Chasanoff are alumni of the College of Staten Island, met many, many years ago back in the 60s. And when they became very successful in business and recently donated $7.5 million to the college to create the Lucille and Jay Chasanoff School of Business. We have standalone programs in accounting and economics and degrees in business with concentrations in marketing, management, international business, and finance. We also have a great interdisciplinary program with the computer science department called Information Systems Informatics. We're all walking around with these data collecting devices in our pockets, right? Businesses need to know what to do with that information. So a great degree is information systems. We also have the School of Health Sciences. We have a nursing program, starts at the associate degree level, goes all the way up to doctoral. We have one of the best nursing programs in the state of New York, 100% pass rate on the state exam, on the license exam over the past number of years. We also have a doctoral program in physical therapy. That is our hardest program, most rigorous. We accept about 20 students into that program. We also have a bachelor's and master's of social work. If you earn the bachelor's degree in social work, it is a 1-year master's program. Last but certainly not least, we have our School of Education. We offer early childhood, and adolescent education. Aside from just being great academic, having great academics, we also have a great rich student life. We have our own radio station, Staten Island's own 88.9 WSIA. Tons of things to get involved in, tons of clubs, organizations, student government. We also have an amazing study abroad program. The college offers many, many different programs. They also, if you're a student at CSR, you're a student at CUNY, you can tap into CUNY programs at Study Abroad. We're also part of a consortium of study abroad programs. So the places you could travel are almost limitless. We also have beautiful on-campus luxury apartment style housing, Dolphin Cove. We do not use that word dorm. We don't use that 4-letter word dorm. We have beautiful on-campus luxury apartment style housing. And we're also in Division II athletics, NCAA Division II, one of only 2 CUNYs in the system that are Division II. I encourage you to do a deeper dive on the college. Come for you're all very close. Come for a campus tour. We offer tours every Wednesday at 3 p.m. and on select weekends. And just to name a few of the accolades we've received just recently, I can go on and on about all the accolades that we've just recently received. You all know how to apply. You apply through the CUNY First portal. And I'm sure all your counselors know about the deadlines. I think I'm hitting my 6-minute mark. Thank you all, and we'll be here to answer some questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, College of Staten Island. Next, we're going to have Adelphi University.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So hi, everyone. My name is Lorenzo. My pronouns are he, him, and I work in the admissions office at Adelphi. And today I'm going to spend just a few minutes introducing you to our dynamic and above all inclusive community. So we are located in Garden City, New York, which is just outside of New York City, and our campus is home to about 5,300 undergraduate students. And as I mentioned, inclusion is central to our community, which is why our students hail from 43 states and 64 countries. About 44% of students identify as people of color. We also have an interfaith center on campus that welcomes students of all religions. And we also have gender neutral bathroom and housing options so that all students feel safe and supported. Inside the classroom, the average class size is about 21 students. And we have a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So we're a medium-sized university where students don't feel like they get lost in the crowd. And one of the last things that I wanted to highlight on this slide is our outcomes for graduates, because with the support of our Center for Career and Professional Development, 95% of Adelphi graduates are employed or in graduate school within 6 months of graduation. The students at Adelphi have over 50 majors and over 40 minors to choose from, and they're housed within several schools within the university. So first we have the College of Arts and Sciences, which is home to the greatest variety of departments, which is also home to our highly regarded performing and visual arts majors. And the next we have the College of Education and Health Sciences. So if you're interested in becoming a teacher, this could be a really great option, as it's home to our Scholar Teacher Education program, which allows students to obtain a bachelor's and then a master's in education in just 5 years. And then next we have the College of Nursing and Public Health. And traditionally our nursing program has been a direct entry program. So that means you're a nursing major from day one. And the next we have the School of Psychology, which offers tracks in general psychology and neuroscience. And then we have the School of Business, which students have the opportunity to receive an MBA in just 1 additional year after their bachelor's. And finally, we have the School of Social Work, which is also highly ranked and awards degrees up to the doctorate level. And on top of our academic programs, we also have a number of signature and support programs. So first we have the Honors College, which is a selective program that's geared towards exceptionally high achieving students who are looking for additional rigor in their college coursework. And then next we have the Levelmore Global Scholars Program, which is another selective program, but this one is geared more towards students who are interested in social justice and civic engagement. And then next we have our 4+1 programs, which allow students to obtain a bachelor's and then a master's in just 5 years. And there are 4+1 opportunities in education, psychology, social work, environmental science, computer science, math, and several others. And we also have a few support programs on campus. And so first we have Bridges to Adelphi and the Learning Resources Program. So Bridges is geared towards students on the autism spectrum, and the Learning Resources Program is geared towards students with a documented learning disability and or ADHD. Both of these programs are fee-for-service programs, and they provide academic, social, and vocational support to students. The next we have the General Studies Learning Community, which is free for any student who needs it. And it provides a tailored 13-credit academic program for students in their first year to help ease the transition into college. And then finally, we have the Student Access Office, which is also free for any student who needs it, and provides any accessibility accommodations that a student might need to ensure their success on campus. So in addition to the academic offerings Adelphi itself offers, we also have a number of joint degree opportunities with medical schools, law schools, dental schools, and several others, as you can see here. So what makes Adelphi unique? So first, hands-on experiences are really critical to the undergraduate experience. And in our business school, as you can see in the picture here, students have the opportunity to trade real stocks in real time in our dedicated trading room right on campus. And then in our nursing school, in the picture you can see next to it, students are working in state-of-the-art labs with state-of-the-art mannequins that breathe, bleed, sweat, and even give birth, and a lot more. And Adelphi students also have over 90 clubs and student organizations to choose from. We also have 23 Division II varsity sports teams, in addition to club and intramural sports. And what students also really love about Adelphi is that we have a serene campus setting where you'll come across bunnies like the ones that you see here in this picture. But we're also just 3 blocks from the train station, so students can get to the heart of Manhattan in just about 40 minutes. And one of the newest spaces on campus that I want to quickly highlight is our renovated University Center, which features outdoor amphitheater seating, expanded dining options, an art gallery, and a full-size Starbucks. So once you're ready to apply to Adelphi, we ask that you submit the completed Adelphi application or the common application, whichever you prefer, an official high school transcript, at least 1 teacher recommendation, a personal statement, and you can submit SAT or ACT scores if you feel they'll positively reflect your ability, but we are currently test optional this cycle. And regarding grades and scores, the average GPA of admitted students is about a 3.5 or a B+. And once you've submitted your application, we do practice rolling admissions. So we don't release all decisions on a single day, but instead reach out to you just a few weeks after you've applied. And on this slide, you can also see a few of our deadlines from this most recent cycle to give you an idea of what to expect next year. And it's also important to us to help find ways to make a private education at Adelphi affordable for students who wish to attend. And tuition at the university is about $42,000 a year, and 87% of students are receiving a university scholarship. And the average scholarship that students receive is about $22,400, and students are automatically considered for academic scholarships once they apply. So that's just a very brief overview of Adelphi, but there's definitely a lot more to learn. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to let me know, or you can reach out to us at admissions@adelphi.edu, and we'd be happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adelphi University. Next, we're going to have University of Chicago.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Going ahead and sharing my screen. Let's jump right in. UChicago is located here in the beautiful Midwest. I'm sitting in Chicago, Illinois right now. And UChicago, for our undergraduate students, is a mid-size liberal arts college within a big research university. We're going to talk about both of those things because they both have a pretty significant impact on the day-to-day lives of our students. Now, let's start with the liberal arts piece. There's a lot of misconceptions about what the phrase liberal arts means. It's a phrase people like to throw around more than they like to take the time to define. So let's do that. In the liberal arts, you absolutely are going to choose a major. You can choose multiple, and we'll get to that in a second. And you will take a deep dive into that subject, but you also are going to take the time to get what we call soft skills. These are skills that are going to be helpful no matter what job you end up taking after graduation. Things like being able to problem solve and think critically, being able to write and communicate really well. Those are all going to help you no matter what great things you end up going on to do after you spend time at our college. So the point of a liberal arts education is to take some classes in a really wide variety of areas in addition to the classes that you're going to take in your major. At UChicago, you do that by going through our core curriculum. You can see on the screen some of the 8 subject areas. Even if the names are a little different, for example, civilization studies, which is our history or social studies type category, the material is going to be pretty familiar. You've taken classes in all of these areas, and we just want to keep that momentum going. The thing that makes our classes really unique, though, and something that's it's very important to know about UChicago if you're thinking of applying, is the fact that they're very small and discussion based. Our classes are not big lecture classes. You are not going to be sitting in the back of a big lecture hall. Instead, they're what we call Socratic seminars. Maybe you've done this in one of your high school courses, maybe you haven't yet, but this is a discussion where you all are seated facing each other in a circle or something like a circle, and the professor isn't there to tell you what to think. They're there to make sure that you feel comfortable contributing to the conversation. They're there to throw ideas out there, and you are there to combine those ideas with your own thoughts, experiences you've had, maybe things you're learning in other classes, and just see where that goes. We really like to think creatively. We like to think out of the box, and we like to combine ideas at UChicago. So you are going to go through our core curriculum. You're also, of course, going to have a major. You are welcome to study more than one area if that's something you like. About half of our students do. That might look like having multiple majors. You can combine majors and minors. We have over 50 different options for majors and over 50 for minors. So it's very hard to be bored as a student at UChicago. The other part that I promised we would talk about is the fact that we are a research university. Over 80% of our undergraduate students are doing research. That gives you an idea of just how important it is to our community to think outside the box, to investigate questions, to think critically, and to be very intellectually curious, because no one's making you do research. It's not required, but 80% of our students is a very high number. So if you are interested in solving questions, in exploring the field that you're interested in, whether it's something like a STEM field or something as different as the arts, the humanities, the social science. We have research going on in all of those areas. If we have a professor and if we have a department at UChicago, if we have a major, it's there so the faculty can do research, and so they can do research with students like ours who are really excited to participate in that. Real quickly, let's touch on student life. I'm mostly going to talk about our housing system because it is a little bit different. We have 7 residence halls, but they're broken into 48 groups that we call houses. A house is a cluster of students who share common resources. It might be the bottom floor or 2 of residence hall. It might be the east wing or the west wing. It just depends on the building. But these houses each have their own tables in the dining halls. You do not have to eat there, but it's a great way to build a community. You always have folks who are waiting for you and who are excited for you to join them. They each have their own study areas and places to throw events, and they each have their own traditions. This is really what makes each house unique. And I don't have time to jump into that now, but you can read a lot about our house traditions online. With my last minute or so, I do really quickly want to touch on the application process. We offer 4 application rounds with 2 different deadlines. So the first, it takes place in early November. It's approximately November 1st each year. That would be early action and early decision. If UChicago is your top choice, early decision is a great way to go. If you are very interested and you want to show your excitement, but the binding aspect of early decision is a little bit too intimidating, early action is a great option for you. Early January brings a second round of early decision, as well as our regular decision option. We take students from all 4 of these rounds. I highly encourage you to pick the application plan that works the best for you. The one unique part of our application process that I will touch on here is the fact that we ask you to write a very creative essay. This essay is one in which you do not spend the time telling us about your greatest challenge or a specific moment from your life. You instead are focusing on one of our creative prompts. You can see just a very small subset of prompts on the screen. You have a gazillion more options to choose from when it comes time to write the actual essay. This should give you an idea of how fun it is to think outside the box, think creatively, and give you a sense of what it's like to be a UChicago student. I am about at the end of my time. I will go ahead and leave this slide up for just a second. Feel free to go ahead and take a picture of any of those links. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, University of Chicago. Now to finish up, can I have all our representatives back for our final little piece of information? So what I would like all our representatives to do at this point, if you could share some advice with our group to kind of help them along the way in the college search process, that would be wonderful. And we'll start off with Goucher College.
So I think my biggest piece of advice is to make sure that you are asking as many questions as possible, whether it is when you are on campus or connecting with your admissions counselor, or if there are opportunities to connect with current students at any of these schools. There's no such thing as a silly question.
I would say most importantly, see as many colleges as you can. See the ones that are big, that are small, that you know you're interested in, that you want to see, that you don't want to see. It's the way you'll know that you'll fall in love with the right school.
I would say definitely enjoy the process. A lot of people are in this process and it goes by so fast, and you forget to enjoy the process of being able to choose your college. And at this point, you're being sought after by us, right? We want you. So you guys have an opportunity to really sell yourselves, to really practice. This is like a precursor to when you go off and get these jobs in 4 years, right? You're learning how to sell yourself, to the world. So you're selling yourself to us. Practice that through by choosing your college, getting in contact with your college coordinator, your admissions counselor at whatever school it is. You can call us and bug us all the time. That's what we get paid for. We're here for you, to be honest. So definitely enjoy the period. Don't let the stress get to you too much, and take your time and really immerse yourself in the process, because this, like I said, is a practice run for when you graduate and you go off for jobs.
I'm gonna echo what was already said. Make sure you visit colleges. You know, we're living in this time now where everything is very virtual. Make sure you get out there and visit the colleges. Make sure you feel comfortable. You're gonna be spending the four most important years of your life in that institution. And I could say, as the probably the closest school to all of you, stay local, stay in the city. We want you here to stay.
One piece of advice that I give that goes along the lines of things the colleagues have already mentioned is to talk to actual students at the schools you're interested in whenever you can, because it's a really great way to get a sense of what a school is like beyond the brochure. And even if you can't visit a campus in person, there are many virtual opportunities these days. So I really encourage you to take advantage when you can and try to connect with students to really get a sense of what school is actually the best fit for you.
Those are all great pieces of advice. As you talk to admissions representatives, as you look at these different schools, I encourage you to remember that what's going to set you up for success in college is not the number of resources a school has. It's not the number of great programs or opportunities. It's how you would take advantage of them as a student at that school. So really remember that as you go throughout the process, as you learn about all these great opportunities out there, try to put yourself in the shoes of a student at that school and think about how you would use all of those programs to become the type of person you want to be.
All right, college reps, thank you so much for the wonderful advice. Great seats for them to grow on and use as they continue their journey and find the right college for themselves. And at this point, our session ends for the evening. Thank you all for joining us. College reps, thank you so much as well. When you leave this area, there will be a quick 5-question survey that you'll complete for us as well. Also, please don't forget there'll be other sessions held this week for you that'll be virtual as well. For all of us, thank you so much for coming and have a great evening. And thank you so much for everything. Y'all have a wonderful time. Thank you so much.